So, hello everyone. In our last sessions, we discussed how to exploit vulnerabilities manually with Metasploit, and also we did see how to scan with auxiliary scanners and all. So we know how to use them. So we only had few examples. It's your duty to explore more on that. So I also given more protocols to work on, which we found on our scannings. So please do work on that. So if we go ahead, do uh, exploiting on that vulnerabilities which we found in the Nmap scanning, etc. It will take forever. I mean, it will take at least a month if we exploit everything. So what we will be doing is, I will be explaining few things. Okay, I will be explaining few things, and then it's your duty to explore and exploit more vulnerabilities there. Okay, so let me start my Kali Linux. So my enter screen is shared right now. You can see my
Yes, yes.
Kali Linux here.
No, I
No?
could see Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager.
Okay, I think I didn't share probably. One second. What about now?
Yes, cool.
Cool. Yeah. So if you would have installed, one second, I will hide this. So you will get this prompt. I mean, when you open Kali at 8834. So why 8834 specifically means our Nessus application is running our service. I mean, Nessus service is running on 8834. What is the service name? So it is Nessus D. Okay, what is that? Nessus D. So every time you come here and you have to start, Nessus D. If it is stopped or if you are facing some issues, you can just do restart Nessus D. So this morning I saw like there is an API connection issue even when I launch the scan, so it's not taking my scan. So I just restarted and I just close my browser and reopen it. So most of the times this works. So start and restart. You can stop the service as well. So we don't do that, but instead we'll just close the Kali Linux or turn off the Kali Linux. But yeah, start, restart, and stop are three functions for starting any service. So here the service is NSSD. So where an SSD is running on port number 8834. Why I given Kali colon sorry, colon 8834? So I can give local host as well. Otherwise, I can give my IP address as well. What is my IP address here? If I go see if config. So what is my IP? So if I give 10.0.2.15, 10.0.2.15. Oh, sorry. 0.2.15. So again, I have to give the port number as well because we don't know what port number it's running on. What is the port number? It is 8834. So just remember this. Nessus always runs on 8834. 8834. Okay. So bad request your browser. Okay. HTTP SSL. Oh, I got it. So this error we will see again in web application penetration testing. So that's good. I didn't give HTTPS colon double slash RSS. So you can see here it loaded with my IP address as well. Okay, with my IP address as well because it is running on my IP address. So Kali will resolve for this IP address. Okay, 10.0.2.15, and as well as you can give HTTPS colon double slash localhost at 8834. So this will also give the same thing. Okay, this will also give the same thing. So these and all are, I'm just trying to explain you. Everything represents the same thing. That is your Kali mission. Okay. So and also 127.0.0.1 is also represent your local host. HTTPS colon double slash 127.0.0.1 colon. What is I port number 8834. sorry, not 8843, it's 8834. Okay, so it's the same thing. So everywhere it is asking for, it is loading me the Nessus Essentials login page. So everything is the same thing. Okay, so we are running Nessus D service, and we are pointing that to that on 8834 port number. Okay, so everything is same. I just wanted you to show a concept of resolving IP address for the host name and the concept of local host. Okay, local host means me, myself. Okay, and what is the IP of localhost? 127.0.0.1 again. So everything is same. So here Kali is resolving, Kali will resolve to my IP address, which is my IPv4 address 10.0. Sorry, 10.0.2.15, if I'm not, no, one second, what was IP? Yeah, 2.15, right? So here, once you come, okay, once you come inside the Nessus, you can see my scans, all scans, trash. Okay, just go to my scans, or this is a earlier scans that I have did just to see when I did this September 1st. I'm not sure. I did this yesterday just to check whether it's working or not, so that I can uh, have no problems while teaching. So here, the tool is very simple, guys. If you know, if I give this tool to any 10th class kid, if I want to scan, they will directly go. They know where to go here just by looking here. Okay, if I want to scan an IP address, or if I want to scan an server, if I want to scan any device for that matter, uh, per se, if I want to scan a network, I mean the subnet itself. So first thing first, I have to explore this tool. Okay, first thing first, I have to explore this tool. I'm just going to scans. Okay, I'm already in scans. So here I have import new folder, new scan. Okay, import new folder, new scan. So you know what does a new folder does? It will just create a new folder, and we can create our scans inside that. So it's just that you have to press a new scan. Okay, so we have no Nessus have a lot of vulnerability scanning types. Okay, uh, this is host discovery. If you remember, we did scanning, initial information gathering with Nmap. We also can do host discovery with Nmap. So here, what does a host discovery means? Okay, what does host discovery means? So you have a very big subnet. Okay, you have very big subnet. Let's say 10.0.2.0/24. So how many IP addresses or how many devices you will be getting there? 255. I mean 250, 256 minus 2, 254 IP addresses will be having. So you don't know how many IP addresses are active. Okay, how many IP addresses are active. But for here, I have installed three servers. I mean three virtual machines here. One is my Kali Linux, one is my Windows 2019 server. So I just installed that for my own purpose, my lab setup. So we didn't install this, but in my lab setup there is Windows as well. So I have Metasploitable as usual. We had as a weak server. This is my another lab. Okay, this is my another lab in different system. So just nothing but we have attacking machine, and we have a vulnerable machine which is metasploitable. Okay, so we have three in 254 IP addresses. Okay, we have three active machines working in 254 IP addresses. So to scan that as well, we can go with host discovery. Okay, so it will give the results. So you can try that. This is a task for you guys. Apart from that, coming back here, so let's go with basic network scan. Okay, let's go with basic network scan. So here, just look at this. Whenever you're working with any kind of tool, just go through the just go through what you have there, what they are offering. Okay, so here it is saying basic. Okay, basic terms, what basic fields, what we have to give. In general, they are asking for the name. Okay, this is just the name of that scan so that you can identify later. What I'm giving is this is metasploitable, or I will just give the IP 10.0.2.5, 2.5 or 4. I remember. So here the IPs are different. So let me log in into config, or I can do IP ADDR as well, IP address. So this is, yeah, 2.4. Okay, 2.4. And coming back to my Kali, I'll just give 2.4. Okay, so here I will give the description. I'll just say this is a basic network scan. Basic network. You can do whatever you want. Okay, basic network scan for Metasploitable. Metasploitable server. Okay, no worries. So here, okay, I'm just doing it in my scans folder itself. So if you create a new folder, it will add up here. Otherwise, it's okay to be in my scans. So just think what should be the target here. Okay, just think what should be the target here. So my target should be my attacking machine. Sorry, my vulnerable server, right? Or else a network. So I can give as a network, just like I can scan the whole network. So it is a time taking process. It is a time taking process. It will go for the host detection. I mean host discovery. So once it discover the host, so it will scan on these two IP addresses. If I give 10.0, if I just give 10.0.2.0/24, this is going to scan Kali Linux as well, server as well, Metasploitable as well, because all these three are in the same subnet. Okay, all these three are in the same network. So it is going to scan this one because all these three networks are linked or tied up with this NAT network. Okay, this NAT network with IP subnet 10.0.2.0 24. So I have linked all these three servers, the Kali Linux, this server, this Metasploitable server. So all these three servers I have linked within this. So I don't want to scan the whole network. So most probably in the offices, like in an organization, you will be scanning a lot of IP addresses at a time. So you'll be getting a subnet mask. Okay, subnet. Uh, just like this, but here we don't want to do that, so I want to go 10.0 okay. So I just want to, okay, give this target. So I have given the target. So schedule, why I have to schedule, or it should be on demand. So you have to think about it. So now, right now, I want to do it right away, so it's on demand. So if I want to schedule that, let's say if I want to run at 12 a.m. in the morning, I mean, or 1 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Uh, I can schedule it here. Okay. If I enable this, I can schedule it once, or if do I have to repeat weekly, daily, monthly, yearly, etc. At what time? Okay. At what time? So we can set it. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to schedule it. So if I want to get any notifications when the scan is going to start, when the scan finishes. Okay. So first of all, we have to configure SMTP server. This is simple mail transport protocol server. Everywhere. So even earlier we used to have Microsoft Exchange servers, where Outlook Exchange servers, where our mails will go to that server, and our mails will be processed by that server. It's not like it will go directly. If I just press send, it will go to the server, it will process there, it will send to the uh, it will be sent to the recipient. Okay, so that's SMTP server. We don't have here. We can't do that. So in organizations, we do that because so who should be the recipients here? Maybe your team. I mean, as a vulnerability management team, you will be doing that. Apart from that, the users are the owner of that subnet, or owner of those servers, or their team mail IDs. So we will put here, and then once a scan is completed, or once a scan is starting, if you schedule that, so that is going to be displayed. I mean, that is going, they are going to get the email. Okay, so they are going to receive an email. So that's all about the general settings. So here, let's go to discovery. Okay. If you are giving so normal, they will do how the port scan on the common ports. If you select, so what are the common ports, guys? So let's say the common ports, I have given you this task to read what are the common ports. Like 80 is common port for HTTP, 53 is common port for DNS, 22 22 SSH, 21 FTP. Okay, Uh, what else? 443 HTTP, yes. So there are a lot of common ports, well-known ports, like which are less than 1000. So which are less than 2000, 3000, something like that. So there are not well-known ports. I mean, any service can run on that. So for example, here 8834. So this is not a well-known port. Okay, 8834 is not a well-known port. So this is a random port that, not a random port, but sorry, Nessus is using on that port. Okay, so this they don't scan in common port. So just like that, for example. Okay. Here ports can all scan. So 65535 sorry, 65536 ports starting from 0 to 65535. So all ports will be scanned. Here custom means I have to give, okay, which ports I have to give. Okay, so here I'm not going with the custom. I'm going with common ports because it will finish the scan very quickly. So just use other options as well and scan multiple times until you understand what are those options. So once you get the report, you compare that report with the before report which you got with other options. Okay. So here, this is a very important topic that I have to explain. We have two types of scannings, vulnerability scannings. One is authenticated, one is unauthenticated. When I say authenticated, okay, when I say authenticated, oh, thank God. I thought like I'm not recording this session. Okay, one second. Yeah. So one is authenticated and one is unauthenticated. Okay. So authenticated means okay, after login, whatever you are getting, that is authenticated. So before login is unauthenticated. So if we can find both the ways. Okay. So if here is a question, just think about it. On which type of scanning, I mean, out of authenticated and unauthenticated scanning, which one is the best one? So to get more vulnerabilities and why? So this is a question for you. Think about it. Pause the video here and watch it again. Okay. So there you will get the answer. So authenticated will give more results and more genuine results than unauthenticated scan because without authentication we will not able to see more services running which are running internally. So you can only see which are exposed to external before unauthenticated while you are doing unauthenticated scan. Okay, before doing login, that is unauthenticated scan. Okay, here, yeah, going ahead, yeah, this is okay. Here, credentials, I'm going to give. So we are we scanning Windows or SSH? We are scanning Metasploitable that is running on Linux. So Windows means Windows credentials we will use. SSH means secure shell, which is like this is secure shell. I mean, Metasploitable you can see here, right? So this is secure shell. Okay, this is secure shell. You understand that? So that's nothing but a command prompt of that. So we log in Linux operating systems as a shell, I mean, as a secure shell. So I'm selecting that. So we can authenticate in many ways. Okay, we can authenticate in many ways. So what are they? We can use a certificate, we can use Kerberos. So these are the types of the authentication. We can use a password, we can use a public key. So public key. So these are all are types of authentication. Please go through them. You know what is password authentication because day in and out we'll be using password authentication. Apart from that, yeah, certificate. So a TLS certificate will be used. So you will be having your certificates. Okay, you will be getting a certificate and it will be registered on the system. When you provide that certificate, okay, when you provide that certificate, you will be logged in. Okay, you have to keep that certificate very safely. This is just like you're locking it and you have a key. Certificate is just like a key here. Okay, and the public key is also it is a long string that you will get. So I will yeah, you explore this. Not I will not. I'm not going to go into this because this will become whole IAM topics. That's a very huge ocean, I could say. Okay, so coming back, we are going with the password here because we know the password. So first of all, we will do the unauthenticated scan. I'm not going to do any scan. I mean, authenticated scan. I'm going to do unauthenticated scan. I'm not going to give any password. Okay. So I'm not going to give any password. Once again, I'll just close this. Okay. And I'm not giving any credentials here. So there are a lot of plugins. Guys, we can do a lot of stuff with the plugins as well. So as of now, this is not required. Okay, coming back to the settings. So we saw discovery, and one second. I'm sorry. Did I skip something? Yeah. Yeah. I will just quickly queue again. I just close that 0.2.4. I'm not giving my description again here. Sorry. I'll just queue. Yeah. Here. Okay. I want to scan 10.0.2.4 IP address. 2.15 is it? 2.4 or 2.3? I'm confusing between the labs. Yeah, it's 2.4, right? So I just gave that, and I don't want to schedule, and I don't have any option to configure my SMTP server. So in discovery, I'm not going to do port scan. So I'm not going to do on all ports. I'm just going to do port scan on common ports. So in assessment, so we have uh, multiple types again. So they are scanned only for web vulnerabilities. So this is a web server. Actually, this is a web server. Okay, this is a web server. And if we are only doing for a web application, sorry, web server, then we are going to do web vulnerabilities. Otherwise, let's say Metasploitable will be used for everything. Okay, so scan for all web vulnerabilities. No, I don't want to do this because it's again the web. Okay. Uh, I will just go with the default. Otherwise, I can pick up custom as well. Okay. I'm not doing any web vulnerabilities here. I want to do the whole one, all vulnerabilities for this server. So I will go for web default. Okay. So here I have report. So here again, so override normal verbosity. So verbosity is like what are the words you are using in that? I have a limited disk space report, blah, 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 possible report as much as information as possible. So if you want more information on that, you can select this. Otherwise, you're good to go. You can turn that off. And again, output you just go with these options, guys. So I don't want to just read these options to you guys loud. Okay, just go through these options. These are very easily understandable. Okay, I just want to save this scan. So saving, just don't run the scan. Okay, this is not going to run the scan for us. Uh, so if you come here and I have to press launch. Okay, now the scan is launched. Now the scan is launched, and you can see here the status is running, and it's a basic network scan. Okay, status is running, and yeah, it is doing the scoring as with respect to CVSS version 3. So we have version 1, version 2, version 3. Okay, so few updates here and there. So they are changing the scoring systems as well. So CVSS is nothing but common vulnerability scoring system. So on which basis they are scoring the vulnerabilities means they will based on the criticality, based on the impact, based on everything, they will score this. So it's a homework for you guys. See on how CVSS or what are the factors that CVSS is impacted. Okay, is impacted. Okay, cool. So this is going to take some time, and it will give a result something like this. Okay, so here in the vulnerabilities, It has given critical vulnerabilities, NFS extended share information disclosure. So at least one of the NFS share, it is going to give the description. See, the whole you will see sometimes pages and pages of description. So it is not necessary to read and understand each and every vulnerability, but it is advised to know, okay, now NFS, okay, what is NFS? So you have to read about that. So exported share information disclosure. So what is exported share information disclosure? There are thousands and thousands of vulnerabilities out there. I understand, after all, we are human beings and we can't remember each and everything, but at least you remember the protocol, you remember the very basic of that. At least you will know, you will come to know at the first place when you see this vulnerability, okay, this is related to that some other stuff, okay, this is that stuff, something like that. Okay, so here the solution config, we are providing the remediation as well. So again, remember guys, we are not the guys who are going to take the solution and remediate the machine. Okay, we are the guys who are going to provide this information. Okay, provide this information to the responsible team. Okay, let's say Naveen owns this server, the metasploitable server. I just give this report to Naveen. Okay, I just give this report to Naveen. So for example, I have scanned this on Metasploit. So this is the scan. So I got so in the vulnerabilities, I have mixed vulnerabilities, information level vulnerabilities. I have critical. Okay, I have critical vulnerabilities. So I have lot. Okay, so here I'll just download the report. I will just export the report. Nessus, maybe we can go with anyone. Okay, it got downloaded. It's a .nessus file. Okay, it will show like this. No, sorry. It will show like this all the vulnerabilities. So also, let's see how Nessus DB looks like. Okay, you'll just give these files in any Word format they want. So you just have to change the format of that, and then you have to give it to the owner. Okay, so it will just give the report like this, and then you have to work on that. Okay, so here this is you are getting how many count you are also getting, like how many vulnerabilities there, vulnerable types there, if you open there, right? So these are the critical vulnerabilities that I'm getting. Okay, so here it is saying Node.js 18.x. So I think 18.x is very old version. So that could be the probable reason. Let's open so you can see what is a vulnerability here on which CVE common vulnerability enumeration. Okay, so CVE is common vulnerability enumeration. CVSS is score given for that CVE. Okay, so what is the type of vulnerability? So for every vulnerability, they will be giving a name, just like this. So 2024, okay, the CVE 2024. So this year and the vulnerability name. So this is old version here. Okay, 18 is old version. So maybe they might have given solution as just update this to new version. Okay, solution update, huh? Same again. So most of the times, if you are getting any application related vulnerabilities, so this will be the solution. Update to Node.js, something blah 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 like this. So you have to give it to, let's say for example, I have Metasploitable 2 is Naveen's server, then I will just give this to Naveen. Okay, so they have to go ahead update this. So if they come back to you and ask for any questions, so you have to explain them. So most probably they will. This is an important interview question as well. So I haven't seen this question. I mean, in an interview, they will definitely ask this question, guys. I haven't seen an interview without this question. Okay, so what is the question is like when user come and ask you, so this is a false positive, what you are going to do? So then we will really go into the server, then exploit that if we really have that. And okay, in some cases, so this is also an interview question. So you know that there is a vulnerability. and user also know that is a vulnerability, and they don't want to close because that's a functionality. Okay, that's how the functionality of the application works or the server works. Okay, in such cases, what they have to do is they have to do the risk exception. Okay, they have to accept the risk in the risk exception, so that we can accept that risk. Okay, so they have to accept it, we have to accept it, right? They are accepting that risk. Okay, we know the risk, we know the vulnerability. You are good people. You told me that there is a vulnerability, and we are the guys who are ignoring that because that is important for the business. Okay, so sometimes this also could happen. This is also an interview question. Okay, um, yeah. So similarly, please go through the whole report and try to get more information on that, guys. Even uh, no, I haven't. I have seen more. I mean, many engineers, many security engineers. So no engineer know 100% of the vulnerabilities because the CV. One second. CVE database is very big. CVE, Mitre Corporation. So they maintain the CVE. So they give all these vulnerabilities. Okay. Just typing it down. See how many vulnerabilities we have. This is just just because I typed meta. So you can type anything. I mean, anything related to any service. So just give SSH or something like that. So I just give that this many vulnerabilities. Is it possible to remember all these vulnerabilities? So that is the reason I'm teaching you guys with the very basics of every service and the server, types of services available, the protocols that are available, whatever is coming in on the way. Okay, so based on that, on top of that, only the vulnerabilities will be having. Okay, we will be having, and yeah, so it is your duty to gain as much knowledge as possible in the class. And so, guys, I'm truly telling you that I can teach you 10% and I'm giving you the 90% attitude, like where you are going ahead and learning and you are building that cybersecurity mindset here. Okay, so that is an important thing, not remembering all the CVs. So this is one CV. So here it's selling the WP Meta SEO plugin on WordPress. So WP is WordPress is vulnerable to unauthorized access of data, blah blah blah. So these are reported on WordPress actually. So something related to Meta. Okay, Meta SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. So this is used for advertising, and also whenever you type something in Instagram, sorry, in your chat or somewhere else. So the same thing will be shown in the browser, right? When you're opening any social media like Instagram or Facebook. So uh, there also SEO, also search engine optimization, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay, something related to marketing and sales, this SEO. Okay, so yeah, then not necessarily you should know every vulnerability out here. Okay, it is okay. We learn the basics. Okay, we are going to learn the basics so that if they are talking about something, let's say, I will pick this one in Meta Wi-Fi. Okay, so we know what is Wi-Fi, right? So, okay, something is happening in the Wi-Fi. There is a possible out of bounds right to due to missing bounds check. So guys, in there is a vulnerability called out of bound array index, not vulnerability. So if you know coding, so there is something called out of bound array index. So when the memory is full and then it will overflow there. So that is buffer overflow, we call it as. So there are a lot of things, eventually you will end up learning a lot of things, the basics only. But if you see a new vulnerability, yeah, go ahead. Don't hesitate to learn about it. Okay. So don't hesitate to learn about it. It is not necessarily that you know everything. Nobody know everything about every vulnerability out there. Okay. Even a very big hacker will know about one vulnerability very deeply. But as a security engineers, it is necessary that we should know the very basics of cybersecurity and the network and what are the devices in network, the services and servers. Yeah. Cool. That's all about how we can scan. So you play around in and out with sorry, play in and out with this one. 1 second. Yeah. So this report. So you have a lot of vulnerabilities here. Okay, a lot of vulnerabilities here. You can also open this one, SSL. So guys, these are most common vulnerabilities I have seen. Okay, SSL certificate cannot be trusted. SSL certificate information is wrong. So SSL cipher suit supported. So these are not these are information level. We can ignore this actually. So if anything which is medium or critical or highly critical, then we have to take care of that normally. But no one is stopping you to read work on that. Okay, it's better we don't have anything in this report. So that's when our organization is doing good. Okay, so SSL certificate cannot be trusted. So let's open this. So what is this vulnerability? You can see the server X509 certificate cannot be trusted. This situation can occur in different ways. Okay, so actually you have seen this vulnerability here in the browser itself. Okay, in the browser itself, you have seen this vulnerability and it is reporting very clearly for us. So for example, here I will just go ahead again. I will log in as a local host. Local host. eh, Okay. Okay, I have accepted that because it is not showing me. And also here it is showing me error icon. See, connection not secure. So this is a certificate related error that we got in the report as well. Okay, that we got in the report as well. So that is what it is showing. Yeah, SSL certificate cannot be trusted. It's the same thing that we have seen in the browser. So, but if you want to write this, you can't do. I mean, it's not like you can't do. But if you only focus on this, what about the other vulnerabilities? Okay, so likewise, we will depend on the vulnerability scanners a lot of times, and it is very important that we should have that knowledge to find this as well. So now you can find this by just opening the browser itself. Yeah. So you can exploit other vulnerabilities in their own way. Okay. Here let's open. This is something related to SDK, software development kit. So you also have Java SDK, Python SDKs, right? So here it is Intel Media SDK, multiple vulnerabilities. It is showing something. So I'm not very sure about that. I mean, I don't know what is this. So I know what is Intel. So Intel Media. So probably this server, I mean, have some service running on this Intel Media with Intel Media SDK, and then there is a vulnerability. So how to fix that here? So also, if you want to see more information, you can go here, in nessus.org. Yeah. So this is all about scanning, guys. Very easy. Uh, it's all about like how you are dealing with the vulnerabilities, and you don't give the report directly. Sometimes the organization only asks you on the critical and the medium vulnerabilities. So in such cases, you will just edit the report and you will give the report to them. Okay. Yeah. It's all about it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Yeah, from tomorrow, it's very important that we are going to start web application penetration testing. Please try to attend on time. Okay. You are going to get more information there. And it is very important part of our trainings. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.